time to really find Chinese medicine for my own life. But when I had my first treatment, I knew that I wanted to do acupuncture for my life. But back then, the schools were very non-existent in America, and I wasn't so adventurous to go to China at that time. So I put that career on hold for many years. And but there was another passion in my life. I grew up with a family of my fathers and my uncles were musicians, and we did a lot of recording. We always had recording equipment in my home. So I learned how to be sort of a mini producer when I was a little boy, and then when I got to be an adult, I started a career as a audio engineer, and then moved on to being a television producer for Warner Brothers Television in the United States. So I did that for many years. I also had a consulting company which we consulted other groups and international groups for doing media in the United States. So I had a media background for quite a long time. And in 1999, I woke up one morning and I said, if I don't go to acupuncture school now, it will never happen. Maybe the next life. So I decided to register. I went to Pacific College in New York, and I went to school at nighttime and worked during the day. But because this was a second career for me, I really felt more that it was a calling than a career. It was something that was inside of me to do. I really felt it was important for me to find a certain way to practice. And so I started to look around to see if there were other groups that were doing something out there that was different than a traditional practice. And I saw that there was actually Acupuncture Without Borders, and that mission of Acupuncture Without Borders in France and Switzerland was very inspiring to me, and wanted to know more and think that maybe this is somewhere I could use my skills on the road and be out there in the world more. So we have people from Acupuncture Without Borders here, and I thank you for your inspiration, because that has brought me to my life right now. So when I decided, after I finished school, I decided to start my own organization in the United States. My organization is called Acupuncture Ambassadors, and I have a similar mission that many of the humanitarian acupuncture groups have. We have done acupuncture missions and free clinics in Senegal, West Africa. We've worked in Vietnam and Cambodia, and we worked a lot in Nepal, and that's where I met Sylvia. And she has been a tremendous inspiration for me now too, because we work together, we share resources, we share information. It's a very nice partnership in a sense. We get to tell stories about what we do, and that's important to me. When I was in the media business, really all my work was to try to help people tell stories and put it in a video or a book or on television. So when I started to realize that these stories were amazing stories of people that were working in different places in the world, I felt very, very encouraged that someday these stories should be documented. When I started to do fundraising for my nonprofit, my NGO, Acupuncture Ambassadors, and anyone who is doing this kind of work knows fundraising is very difficult. You can do parties, and you could do dinners, and you could do all kinds of things to raise money, but to raise money to the level that you really need to establish yourself and establish a clinic and ongoing treatment, that takes a lot of organization, it takes a lot of funding. And I realized that the model that most of us were using in doing small fundraisers was not a model that was sustainable. You can only ask your friends and your family and their friends and family to support you for only a short amount of time. So I started to think about what would I do to try to think, and I'm not sure if you use this in German or other languages, of the idea of thinking out of the box, thinking of creative ways to do other things. So I was trying to think out of the box of fundraising. And I thought that I should start to use my media skills to create sort of a venture that would support humanitarian acupuncture work, but not only my work, but the work of many people, the people that are doing this work out in the world. And now there's more than 30 groups in the world doing this kind of work. And some of them are going to many different places, and they all work hard, and they all they all are doing it out of the heart. But I wanted to try to figure out a way that not only that I could support my organization, but that I could support many other organizations by promoting the idea of humanitarian acupuncture, to use the media to create ways that we can bring in finances to support these missions. So I went back to my media roots in television, and I started to think about all these missions that people were going on, and again, thinking about that it's not just treating a patient, but it's the getting to get to treat the patient, the adventure of taking that plane and then getting in a four-wheel drive truck for 6 hours on a dirt road, and then maybe getting on a horse or going up a river, or it's an adventure as well as it is a way to help people. So I thought this is amazing, and I started to ask my friends who are in this acupuncture, humanitarian acupuncture world, let me read your stories, let me read your journals. And I knew that this was something that more than just acupuncturists would be interested in, but many other people would be interested in this kind of work. And it would also show people around the world that where acupuncture and Chinese medicine and Asian medicine in general is not just for knee pain or a headache or a backache. It's got to be more. It's real medicine, and it's medicine that treats many things, and it's medicine that is very powerful, and it's been powerful for a very long time. So I thought to myself, well, these stories, this is a television show. This is a series that many people would want to see, and see what we can do, and show our work in a very good light. So I started to develop this idea of creating a television show to put this out on a television network internationally, that people could see what we do. So, but in order to do this, I needed to form a company, so I went to see a few of my old friends from the television business, and we created a company called Imbalance Media. And our mission statement is to promote Asian medicine in general, and to mainstream this medicine for the public, internationally. And that's our goal. And we're doing it in many little different projects. The first one, of course, is this project that we're working on is this television series. And I'll show a bit of our presentation. It's a rough presentation, but it's just a few minutes of the idea of what we're trying to do. And it's called From Point to Point, on the road with modern barefoot doctors. So that's one project. But also I wanted some way to promote all the other humanitarian acupuncture groups in the media. And these days, it's incredible the places that you can find information on the internet. And one of the interesting places is YouTube. And I'm assuming that YouTube in Europe is as popular as it is in America, but YouTube is very, very, you know, millions and millions of people go on YouTube every day to find videos for almost anything. But I wanted to see if there was a way to use the media of YouTube that we can create something on YouTube that would be a place where people would go and view videos of Asian medicine in general, view videos of humanitarian acupuncture, and see who's doing what groups are doing, where are they going, what kind of styles are they using, the people, the stories of the people themselves that do this kind of work is very, very interesting. And so we created this channel on YouTube called the Balance Channel. And the Balance Channel is an integrative medicine channel using the 8 branches of Chinese medicine as categories. So there's acupuncture category, there's herbs category, there's meditation category, and so on. That this is all about seeing videos, and they're short videos, 4 or 5 minutes long, some a little longer, that colleagues have sent me, and they talk about different things about Chinese medicine and Asian medicine in general that are just for people to get some information about, well, I've heard of gua sha, but what is it? And you can see a video of that. Or I've heard of moxa, and what is it? And so there's a video of that, just someone demonstrating some what it is and talking about it and having and getting some real information that's truthful and simple, because you know, all of us can come to these seminars here, and since we've been trained, we're learning more and more all the time. But for us to talk to someone who's never had acupuncture or never taken herbs, we really need to find a way to bring them information that is very understandable and entertaining, because people do like to be entertained, you know. So the personalities of the practitioners come into play. The personality of, oh, I like this person. Oh, this person's really interesting. So there's all different kinds of videos for this kind of thing on the Balance channel, and it's a channel on YouTube. And what we're hoping to do is there's Google now owns YouTube, and they're putting $200 million into promoting channels on YouTube. And we are building our channel so that eventually this channel can be sponsored by YouTube, and then we can really make something very, very big to promote the medicine. And what's important to me, although I want to promote all of the medicine, what's important to me is to promote the humanitarian aspect of medicine. You know, I guess, and I'm sure in Europe it's the same, but in the United States, when someone talks about Doctors Without Borders, it's this very, very big esteem. There's a very big feeling that, oh, these doctors are going out there and they're helping people in the world. And I think that although we all want to promote our own individual practice, I think that having a humanitarian aspect to our medicine can bring our level, our view, our world view to a much higher level. If people understood that we also do this. We also do what Doctors Without Borders does. And we do it in a different way, but a very important way. And so so it's very important that I think media really plays a big role in what we do for this for the medicine that we use. the medicine we practice, and for the specialness of doing humanitarian work with our medicine. So I'm going to show one video now. Is a video on it's on the Balance channel. That's our channel. And then after that, I'll show you a video of the humanitarian acupuncture. But it's not all of them. We have many humanitarian acupuncture videos on there. And I welcome anyone who has a humanitarian group and has videos. I would love to keep them on and put them up on our channel. Or even individuals that go out and do this work. I know that there are a number of people that do it individually. They don't have a group. They just find a clinic somewhere and they go 2 or 3 months and take their needles with them and they do fantastic work. So I'm going to just, if you give me one moment, I'll click on to here and you can see this one video right now is the humanitarian aspect of what's on the Balance channel right there.
Traditional healthcare's vision is to create sustainable healthcare facilities around the world. Our facilities will operate with 5 key principles, those being permaculture, healthcare, sustainable architecture, renewable energies, and water conservation techniques. And finally, to put all our findings together into kind of an architectural wish list, which acknowledges local needs, responds to the tricky environmental demands, and accommodates all 5 of our principal objectives.
With the veterans and the post-combat stress that they have experienced, their nervous system is interrupted. And so by setting the body back into balance and relieving their stress, we hope that we can give veterans some ease. The 5-point protocol that we use is to relax their nervous system. So they find that after a few moments, they can breathe a little easier. Their mind gets a little bit more quiet. They find a sense of peace.
And so, over here, here's our optical, where we dispense all the eyeglasses. And a lot of these patients have never had their eyes examined. And this is typically the first pair of glasses that they've ever gotten in their lives.
With the lack of expensive modern Western medicine available to many rural, poor, and war-torn communities in the world, our acupuncture ambassadors are using powerful traditional medical knowledge such as acupuncture, massage, and herbal medicine with great success. They share this knowledge with local medical practitioners, imparting basic practical training in acupuncture to treat the most common illnesses they face. Once there, the ambassadors treat patients along the way and leave a system of ongoing treatment in place for their future needs.
In February of 2012, 3 volunteers from Oregon traveled to Oaxaca, Mexico, as part of the Oaxaca Acu Project, or Oaxaca Acupuncture Project, a humanitarian health program created in response to requests by local health providers. The Oaxaca Acu Project is a program of the Trauma Healing Project based in Eugene, Oregon. In Oaxaca, the Acu Project works with CECIPROC, a non-profit organization with a focus on health and development work.
Set up and we thought, if 3 people show up, well, then I guess we treat 3 people, but it was more like somewhere in the neighborhood of about 120 to 150 a day. Over the last 4 years, we've really sort of perfected this model. Our clinic serves many thousands of people people.
We had nothing at the clinic at that time. We had no water, we had no electricity supply, we had no cooking stove. And it was during that time that we rounded up people who would be happy to be trained as interpreters. And we rounded up patients. And since then, we haven't looked back.
Some of them, they had no power, strength, but now they have got strength. They can walk. Some of them have got appetite. Some of them have stopped feeling chest pain. Those who has TB.
My knee 90% better.
Wow.
The Balance Channel is a unique, integrative medicine, natural health, and lifestyle magazine channel for YouTube.
All of a sudden, we have this happiness, and it doesn't last. It's a fleeting moment, and it's probably good that it doesn't last because we appreciate them so much more.
Every elements are related to your body. The wood are related to your liver. The fire are related to your heart, right? The earth are related to your stomach. The metal are related to the lung, then the water are related to the kidney.
So in Chinese medicine, the reason we look at the tongue is because it's the only muscle in the body not covered in skin that we can easily see, so it gives us clues as to what's happening in your system.
This cup would be pulling blood into the muscle tissue to nourish it and tonify and make that muscle want to let go and relax.
When you put together good flow and great aesthetics, you have an incredible place to live, work, and play.
Within that window of 3 to 5 treatments, owners should see some improvement that's significant enough that says, this is what I want to be doing, and I want to continue on this for my pet.
The needles that we use are actually human needles for ear acupuncture.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Stevenson, a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist. When you roll your mouse over mung beans, you can see that it's good for a whole bunch of different ailments.
And this effleurage is basically a nice gliding stroke that we use to relax the muscle.
Bamboo is a very versatile tool. It's got different surfaces that you can use. You can use the hot surface directly, you can use the lip, or you can use the side.
The way the 5 elements came about is around 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, the ancient sages lived very in tune with nature. And so they would be out in nature a lot, have a much more peaceful mind than we tend to now. And they noticed by looking around that there seemed to be about 5 different elements or phases that were in nature.
One of the things that I do to start each treatment is to do a little bit of massage on my patients. So it usually helps a patient relax before I put the needles in, or sometimes I do the massage at the end of the treatment.
What we're doing is we're taking the different components that are in bone, which is very rich in minerals, of course, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium.
I'm going to give you 5 simple, easy tips to just get you on the road to health.
So our goal here is to offer people an experience that they could relate to sort of in a full body mind sense, and therefore redirect themselves back toward and on their own. So our goal here is to help people develop the tools and the skills that they can use to live their lives more effectively and in greater health.
Subscribe to the Balance channel to find true balance in your life.
I wanted to tell you a lot more about what we're doing on Imbalance Media. And some of the ideas are really pretty exciting, and at least we feel like it's going to make some real impact for not only creating opportunity for humanitarian work, but also creating opportunity for the medicine in general. And one thing I want to say is that we've created the Imbalance Media Corporation with the nonprofit Acupuncture Ambassadors being a partner. So profits from the Imbalance Media ventures will be used to be able to use for missions for Acupuncture Ambassadors. And one of the things that Acupuncture Ambassadors would like to do is we realize that we have so many colleagues out there doing what we do. And we have many very similar missions, but many of us are also struggling with these missions to try to make them, always improving them, make them better, and bringing different people with us, going to more places, establishing permanent clinics, all of those things. And what Acupuncture Ambassadors would like to be part of is creating an umbrella for all humanitarian acupuncture groups. So for instance, if I was a practitioner in New York and I have a 2-week vacation in April and I want to know what humanitarian acupuncture groups are working at that time and who can I join. So we're hoping that Acupuncture Ambassadors can become sort of this umbrella of information where you can go onto our site and you can see what TCM Social Forum is doing. You could see what Acupuncture Without Borders is doing. You could see all of these groups so that find that opportunity and not just have to go everywhere to find, oh, let me go and find their website, let me go and find their website. It will all be there in one place. And for us, we feel that although it's difficult to find the finances to do your missions, we feel that it's more important to promote everybody and not just our own individual missions. And I think that the feeling is that if we give, something will come for return for us as well. So that we want to be able to help. So like I said, so Acupuncture Ambassadors has a stake in what Imbalance Media will do. So some of the projects that Imbalance Media is going to be working on and like the Balance channel, is we want to create, and I'm not sure if you can see this in Europe or other places, but in the United States there's a very well-known site called the TED Talks. And what they are individuals from all different kinds of places in the world, all different kinds of activities, whether it's science or medicine or finance or sustainable energy or sustainable life, all kinds of different topics. Experts in these fields are brought to a venue like an auditorium somewhere, and now they do it everywhere. They do it in Europe, they do it in Asia, they do it in the United States. And then they have 18 minutes to talk about a big idea. Something that could start some sort of energy, some sort of different wave of progress in the world. So these individuals get a chance to do this speech for 18 minutes, and some of them are amazing, and the ideas are incredible. So I welcome everyone to go and try to find these TED talks. They're really wonderful. But we took the idea of these TED talks, and we wanted to do this for Chinese medicine. So create TED talks that will be directed just for the public. So an individual can find an idea and have 18 minutes of in a theater with an audience being filmed and tell them this big idea about acupuncture or a big idea about Chinese medicine or herbs or what have you, and explain about this. And these people would become like a speakers bureau. And they would be able to, and we'd be able to do these in different countries. So it wouldn't be limited to the United States. We'd like to do it in Europe, we'd like to do it in Asia. And then when these talks are filmed, the audience and the public can view it on our YouTube channel, the Balance channel. So that's one of the big ideas. We also felt that although we have many magazines for practitioners for us to learn different new ideas and different new concepts, there is no magazine for the patient to learn more or have an idea of what questions to ask the practitioner. So we came up with this idea called the In Balance magazine. And In Balance magazine is an Asian medicine lifestyle magazine for the public. And we have articles on things that people in the public would want. Articles on weight loss and what Chinese medicine says about how to find the right nutritional advice for weight loss. Ideas about, in America, everyone goes to a gym to work out or run or jog. But, we have, our medicine says things about that kind of thing. So there's articles about strength training with an Asian medicine point of view and what that would be interesting for a viewer to see. And I'll be giving out cards later with the Imbalance Media. Our website, you can click on the first issue, an article on the first issue of Imbalance magazine, and you can read an article about strength training with an Eastern point of view. Then another aspect of what we're doing is we would like to grow to a point where we can create a think tank of Chinese medicine practitioners and think about ideas that are not commonly talked about in symposiums. Ideas about how we can use our medicine in different areas. Like, it's wonderful that we do, but the theme here, this Congress is that mental health and our medicine. That's something that most public doesn't understand, and those ideas should be more developed. And find ways that the public can see what we do, and encourage other practitioners of Western medicine to work with us. So that's maybe a big idea, and there are a number of them. We things like supporting the group like Moxa Africa, for instance. And I'm not sure if everyone knows what Moxa Africa does, but they're working on a trial to actually use as a treatment for TB. Now, TB is a huge problem all over the world. It's a huge problem because it's drug resistant in some cases, in many cases. And this is, if these clinical trials actually show that it can be an effective treatment with moxibustion to treat TB, then this is an amazing breakthrough. Right now, TB medication for one individual 1 year is more than $10,000 a year. In a place like Africa, that's impossible. And who's going to fund that? But if Moxa actually does this work, does it become a really strong treatment for TB, we should have moxa everywhere. And we should be having moxa growing and moxa factories and in the places that have TB, you know. And our community should be supporting that because that is a game changer in the world. That's a big idea. And we should be talking about these big ideas. And we should be promoting these big ideas, not only among us as a group, but beyond. Talk to everyone you know about it, because this can change the world. Just that one thing can change the lives of millions of people. And it's our medicine. So what we're looking into is creating this sort of think tank of visionaries in our medicine to come together either once a year at a congress or get together once a month on Skype, whatever it takes to make these ideas start to move. And who could come to the table, who could talk to us about, oh, I have this idea that I've been churning for a long time. What do you think of it? Do you think that we can really make something like this happen? So on our website, I have a whole list of global opportunities that are big ideas for us to work on. One of the things that I find very interesting, and I'm working on it myself, is that in order for us to have a more of an impact in the world, there are some people that are writing novels that are genre, using characters who are Chinese medicine doctors. And there's a number of novels out there that are doing it. And I have to say I'm working on my own. So, but it would be to promote this kind of idea out in a forum like a novel that is interesting and exciting, and then you see the character actually who is is an Asian medicine doctor. I think that it's another way for us to promote the medicine, another way to get our message out there in a way that's entertaining.